This that I'm documenting today, 9:11 a.m. Ain't that amazing? Just turned 9:12 a.m. 11/17/2020. Uh, is Pimpy's investment channel. Lee Friedman is his name. If I said it correctly, if I didn't, I apologize. But for people that don't understand the Great Reset and what these people are up to, these I think it's like 8 talking points that he goes through, and he hits his pause and breaks and stuff. But anyway, people better that people that is wishing on something for nothing, and people that thinks that this is a better road to travel, you are sadly mistaken. In these talking points, you'll take the time to reason through these talking points and look around at your life now. You may find out that these people's better interests is all their own, and these people are not um, people of any great standings when it comes to moral compass, uh, anything to do with God. These people are control freaks. They're in the process of stealing everything that you and I have made, worked for, our forefathers. We got to have an understanding. These same people think that they have ownership to something that we, the people, and our forefathers and our history built. We're supposed to go through all this, turn this into a living, functioning, breathing society with all of us in it. We, the people, okay, not just here in the United States, but worldwide. They want ownership to something we've built, okay, and it belongs to us, not them, okay. By the way they've gained their money, the way they're bullshitting our trust. I'm trying to. This for right now is a documentation for my own computer. But if I had to release it, I'll release it, and it probably will be released anyway. You all, let's take a look at what's going on here.
Jonathan Shuttlesworth. He's a preacher that does his channel. He does a pretty good job. I like it. But there's a part of me that wants to play the music. I just don't know if they're going to use it as an excuse to copyright it. And then I have to film this thing all over again. But nonetheless, I want you to, if you got a chance, and instead of listening to this, you're going to want to watch this. So I'm going to play the video. So the World Economic Forum, the Great Reset, posted this video. And the backlash was so huge, they're
They had to
forced to
take
take
it
it down.
down.
Then when you watch it, you realize they're literally talking about destroying the United States. When you see what they're talking about. Here we go. 8 predictions for the world in 2030. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Yeah, I told you, they want you to sign away your rights to own private property. Schwab, the founder of the Great Reset, said in the future, you won't own anything, you'll rent everything. Whatever you want, you'll rent, and it'll be delivered by drone. The US won't be the world's leading superpower. He's talking about the one country
We better have an understanding
that is the only superpower,
and get ready.
that is the only thing standing, or the only thing that guarantees that people, most people for the most part, live a free life. What I mean by that is the United States has been very good for it's hard to say this, knowing what the last couple of administrations have done with all the wars and all the regime changes, because that was their plan all along.
That's part
But for
of
the
it.
most part, look, whenever these countries like Germany and China and Russia all thought about taking over the world and implementing their communist agendas on people. The United States was always in a way to protect the other weaker nations. It's always been that nation that stood up for its little brothers and sisters. For the most part, look, I get it. There's some negative crap that comes with our country as well. That's because we had some screwed up administrations in there. I understand that. But look what they're saying. The U.S. won't be the world's leading superpower. They literally want to destroy the United States because that's the one country, its citizens in it,
One
would
nation
stand up and raise holy hell
under
because
God.
they have guns.
Who do you think our enemy is now?
The handful of countries will dominate. Really? So not the United States. A handful of countries will dominate. You won't die waiting for an organ donor. No, look, now they just 3D print you one. I'm not kidding. Look at this. You won't transplant organs. We'll print you one. Look at this. You'll eat less meat. Congratulations, ranchers around our nation. This is the agenda that Joe Biden's pushing. So just when Trump got you guys some of the best trade deals ever, and he told you guys go ahead and buy more farmland so you guys can ranch cattle, because now all the restrictions on your cattle ranching.
Now, if you just seen that a minute ago about them printing us a heart, this technology has been around for almost 30 years or better. Okay? I was hearing about this back in the late 80s, early 90s. A man took an HP printer and found out that he could print the genome with our blood onto a piece of paper. That's when he started realizing, that's when these 3D printers started developing really, really fast and hard, because they can take genetics, put it into ink cartridges, and print you a heart, lungs, anything. It's there. These people know it, these elites know it, but they're trying to keep this away from everybody. Just imagine how many loved ones you have lost that they could have made sure, just like me with my heart condition. Instead of them doing heart surgery on me and benefiting my life and extending it a little bit, they could have printed me a heart with my own tissue, a brand new heart with no problems.
Were removed in these free trade deals. Well, it's about to be reversed under a Biden administration. Look at this. You'll eat much less meat. They're trying to tell you what you can and can't do. You understand that? An occasional treat, not a staple, for the good of the environment of our health. They're talking about you going into the wilderness, taking a hike or something. An occasional treat when they say it's okay. You see how they're controlling more of your life? They're trying to tell you what you can eat, that you won't own anything, that you'll rent everything, and that as a treat, they might let you go out and enjoy Mother Nature.
Does that feel like your pet dog or what?
1 billion people will be displaced by climate change. Something tells me they're trying to move people from certain locations on purpose. There's something there they don't want us to see, so they'll use climate change as an excuse to displace people. But here's the next part you'll probably enjoy the most. We'll have to do a better job at welcoming and integrating refugees. So much for borders. Trump put up those walls for a reason, and now they're just going to open up the gates. And they're going to flood your country, and they're going to turn our country into a third world shithole. Polluters will have to pay to imminent carbon dioxide. So, do you think they're actually going to pay, or do you think they'll pass that extra charge onto consumers? Of course they will. There will be a global price on carbon, a global price, and guess who's got to pay it? Yeah, they're talking about taxes. Regardless, here's the funny thing: in some of these states where people are being charged a carbon tax for their cars, people decided to start riding bicycles. So they're saying, hey, I don't want to pay the carbon tax. That's why they're not registering their vehicles because they don't ride them no more. Then they still went ahead and said, well, even if you don't drive a car, you still have to pay the carbon tax. They're like, what the hell? So you're being stuck paying for other people's things.
Just like the rain tax in Virginia. They was making it a voluntary basis until everybody started raising hell about it. Then they slid it in onto your real estate taxes. And you don't even, half of them don't even know they're even fucking paying it. A rain tax. Free rain. Get that through your head. This is only part of their agenda when it comes to global price carbon. They have all kinds of nifty ideas on charging you for things that they should not be charging anybody for, okay? Because they're not going to pay this. I figured it out last night how to get rid of the COVID-19, how to get rid of all the issues in this world right now with the dumbasses that's running around out here in the streets acting just totally retarded to what's going on. I think we ought to start a hashtag and call it Trump made air great again. Maybe these motherfuckers will quit breathing.
Is that the kind of country you want? This will help make fossil fuels history. Just so you guys are aware, fossil fuels are responsible for building emerging markets. A lot of countries, it saved a lot of lives. If you do away with oil, a lot of people will die.
The petroleum that even makes plastic.
You could be preparing to go to Mars. Really. Scientists will have worked out how to keep you healthy in space.
Oh, that's nice of them. That's where they're going to ship us to a dead planet.
The start of a journey to find alien life. Really. Because according to Harry Reid, UFOs have been cruising around our planet now for quite some time. So we don't have to
Thousands
go
of
out and look for them.
years.
They're already here.
They've been here ever since the start of man.
Oh, Western values will have been tested to the breaking point. They're doing that now. What the hell do you think these people are talking about? What do you think these shutdowns are? They're testing us to the breaking point. Checks and balances that underpin our democracies must not be forgotten. What they're trying to say is all those things, including free speech, protest, is going to be censored and it's going to be monitored by them. And they will tell you what you can and cannot say and what you can and cannot see. That's exactly what they're talking about. And if you think I'm lying, go ahead and look at Google Joe Biden's. They're going to be they're going to put together a so-called team of people to come up with new policies that social media platforms must follow. And then there it talks about how they're going to how they're going to tackle, aggression towards women and any kind of hate speech. Yeah, they're going to violate your constitutional rights. In other words, they're going to censor you more openly now that they think they got
There
control
will
of
be
everything.
not
That's
no
what this
civil
means.
rights, no
So they're saying to
constitutional
us, we've
rights.
seen what you guys did. So now that we know the avenues you took to still fight us and how Trump was successful, we're now going to cut those avenues off so that it doesn't happen again. Yeah, now you can understand why they had such backlash from this video and they had to remove it. They literally just told you the United States will no longer be a superpower. It doesn't just piss us off here in the United States about that. Yeah, I showed you guys, there's videos out there. People in other countries are worried. They're scared. Australia.
Okay. This I will put out today. to briefly try to get everybody to have an understanding. This may be put in some kind of history archive for people to have an understanding where we went wrong. Because what these people's plans for us is, um, for the non-believers, it's in the Bible. It's biblical. In so many ways and means, it ain't funny. Okay, being that Satan works through the human race and uses humans and pretty boys and pretty girls to run and manipulate our lives. Okay, for anybody that gets to see what's going on and has an understanding, we better change. We better start standing up. We better start seeing the bigger picture. Um, I don't know how to help any of y'all red pill what's coming with just the voting alone, okay? It ain't going to just be about the United States elections. I don't know if anybody's paid that much attention to it, but these machines that man created, okay, here again, we're co creators of our own destinies, okay? We're co creators of everything on this earth, okay? These people want full domination. And half of them, if you ever ask them why they thought this way, half of them probably couldn't answer you. They just think it's a better way. Thinking something's a better way don't mean it's a better way. Especially when you're not just involving your life in your bullshit, but everybody's life in your bullshit. Okay? It hit me last night, or yesterday, really. And I told my fiance that I needed to know the light turned on. And this was it for me because I realized that there is no law in our Constitution, okay, other than the so-called checks and balances with the so-called rule of law. And we're watching our rule of law just get squished up, thrown in the trash can, or run around and pumping smoke up our ass like it's working, okay? Barr, right now in my life at this time, he is a big piece of shit, okay? You got the hardest lawman in the so-called world that was on the investigation. He's scared of wrinkled up Joe Biden. He won't bring his investigation forward, okay? He needs to be fired. His records need to be handed over to the Justice Department and handed out to prosecutors. Period. If they can't do their jobs, get fucking rid of them. I don't care who these fucking people are. I don't care how much heritage they got. I don't care who the fuck, where they come from, what kind of name they got, and how many rags they got hanging on the fucking wall. Okay? If it was you or me out here doing this stupid shit, 4 days, 3 hots and a cot guaranteed for life. Okay? Justice for all, remember? This game needs to fucking stop. Trump's bringing out the voting thing to show everybody that it ain't just here in the United States has been getting fucked. It's the whole world has been getting fucked. Okay? Then you got little pretty boys like Justin Trudeau over in Canada. Brothers and sisters in Canada, you as well. Whatever y'all need to do, if y'all need to sneak across the border, start bringing in guns, loading up y'all's ammos, getting y'all's food stock ready, start taking your fucking governments back. Because Trump's setting us up for something that a lot of people, I just would love to think that being that I think that the Lord picked Trump for this purpose now on this earth, okay? I don't want to go against God's order or plans, okay? But I'm also the type of person that hopes for the best and plans for the worst because when you're dealing with men and women, that's the foreground of a fuck up. Okay? I realized in our Constitution, our Second Amendment, okay? And you go through and read it your damn self. I could not find not one remedy whatsoever, okay, other than the Second Amendment. So you all can believe whatever you want to believe and you think that this is going to happen or that's going to happen. You might want to start preparing a little bit better and put a piece in the back of your mind to have an understanding when we do have to pick up our arms, have an understanding that the people that you're going after may be your brothers and sisters. But when they are going against the human race and God and everything that stands for honesty and good and the benefit of all, okay, for us to have a life, they're going after your life. Whether they take it apart like a buzzard, one little strip of meat at a time, or they come at you with their bullshit army. More and more of this is coming out daily. Please, y'all have an understanding. Get ready. Because, like I said, even in our Constitution, our forefathers only left us one remedy. One. And it is the Second Amendment. So, I got this weird feeling that's what Trump's trying to prepare us for. Could be wrong. I mean, because, like I said, we got men and women involved. And when it comes to that, for to strategize, you got to put that part of it in there, even in the art of war. And the art of war, nowhere in that book, y'all can read it for yourself. It's a great book. It lays out a lot of things that's characteristic of the human being, okay, on how to manipulate and control and move pieces around people to make things work in your favor in war, okay? But nowhere in that book that it tells you that this works 100% of the time. That's where they're failing to realize, okay? There's always a contingency. There's always another way to manipulate, move, or sway something. But like I said, our forefathers only left us one way out. Look at our Justice Department. Look at all these people, all this law, man. Hundreds of years, all thousands of libraries, floor to ceiling, 3, 4 stories tall or better, of all these fucking law books. Throw them all away. Start right back over. And it's called a moral compass, okay? And do unto others as others do unto you. Follow the golden rule and have a sensibility for the way you want to be treated is how you treat your neighbor and your family. Because that is the basics of all of this law that was set down forth for us. Like I said, they've tried for centuries to take the truth completely out of the Bible, and they could not do it because everything they tripped up or overcompensated and took all these books out of the Bible or tried to change this word and rewrite the Bibles. The truth always shined through. They couldn't take it completely out. They tried. This is a short one, y'all. But anyway, I call y'all to have an understanding that we better get something fixed or be prepared to have a lot of blood flowing through the street. And these bureaucrats, if we're smart, that's the ones we go after first. It ain't our brothers and sisters. These people need to be drug out in the fucking street, a video camera put in their motherfucking face, and told they're going to be executed if they do not tell the truth. And if they think that we're somehow bullshitting them, buffaloing them, or bluffing them, put a bullet in one of them's fucking head and let the rest of them see it happen. I know it sounds harsh, don't it? But these are the days that we're living in, and a lot of people still running around in their little fantasy world Oh, it all work out. Yeah, it might. But what's it going to take to get there? Peace to all y'all.